Hello students, I'm Aanchal Sharma, your educator for paper 1. Today we are going to discuss about the various career options that we have after you have cleared your UGC NET exam, either for the post of assistant professor or with your JRF certificate. So let us jump into the video. Initially, let us discuss what is UGC NET. So the National Eligibility Test is a national level exam that is conducted by UGC. UGC stands for University Grant Commission. This test enables all the postgraduate students to qualify for university level teaching jobs in our country, or maybe they are seeking admissions in their PhD. The test ensures that the candidate qualifies the minimum standards for becoming a lecturer, or maybe you can say teaching as a professional or research ahead in their life. The test is conducted in humanities. This also includes the different languages that we have, English, Hindi, etc. Social sciences, forensic science, environmental science, computer science, and applications and electronic science. So these are the few subjects. If you have them as your masters or you have studied them in your masters, then you need to give UGC NET exam. But if you are from a science background, and we have already discussed about the 5 subjects, if you have those 5 subjects, you will be giving CSIR NET. So what are the career options? There are plethora of career options that you can have once you have cleared this exam. But the 3 most important are as follows. Either you can do your research work, that means you can become a junior research fellow, or you can become a professor in a different university or at college level, or of course, you can work in Indian PSUs. So what if you have your JRF certificate? What after that? So once you have already cleared the exam and you fall under the category of JRF, that means you have the stipend that is given to you and you are eligible to carry forward your research, what you need to do after that? So choose the best university from which you want to actually pursue your, you can say, research work ahead. So choose the best university or the college among the list of NET coordinating institutes. Then find an experienced senior faculty. Once you find this senior faculty, they will act as your guide. Then they'll guide you to and give you the complete knowledge of the subject in which you want to pursue your PhD in. And this will give a boost in your career. Select the research projects that can have a very significant impact. Not only impact you and your career, but of course should impact the world as well. For example, COVID. You can do interdisciplinary research as well. For example, you can do something related to trauma studies and COVID. Then you can perform the research in a particular field in which you will also be getting the funding from the Government of India to carry forward your research. Your focus should be gaining the practical knowledge, having the research work rather than only reading. Then you can find different jobs or target different organizations. So this is what will boost your training career as a researcher. Now these are the different positions that we have if you have your job as JRF or a junior research fellow. So this is how the promotion would happen. This depends on the basis of the stipend as well. So if you are a junior research fellow, after promotion, you can become a SRF, that is the senior research fellow. If you are a project fellow, that is PF, then you can become SPF, that is senior project fellow. So PA, that is the project assistant or associate, will become senior project assistant or associate. If you become authors, so the author can also become a senior author. If you are a project manager, then you can become a project head. Now what is the different stipend? Once you clear the exam, that is you have the junior research fellowship, JRS certificate in your hand, then you will be getting 31,000 as your stipend. So this 31,000 plus your HRA will be the salary that you will be getting for conducting the research ahead in your life. Then this 31,000 would be increased after 2 years. 2 years and after your training period as well. As you become SRF, your stipend would increase to 35,000. So this is how you can be promoted and you can earn as well as do your research in our country. Then what if you become eligible for the post of assistant professor? Once only clearing the exam is not the criteria for becoming assistant professor. It is only an eligibility. It makes you run in that race, right? So once you have cleared the exam for the post of assistant professor, you will be applying at different universities or at college level. Then there would be API index that will help the professors to judge you in an interview. So there would be interview rounds, there would be API score that would be actually calculated, and then only you can be selected. Some of them call this as a screening process as well. So becoming an assistant professor or a lecturer is one of the best jobs that you can get after clearing your UGC NET. You have a very decent salary package and a handsome, and of course as compared to the other job, this job is very respectable as well. So UGC NET qualified jobs, after you are selected as an assistant professor, what you need to do is apply for assistant professor jobs in the top universities. For example, you can look in which college there is a need for a professor or a lecturer, then you can apply for that. Depending on your position and your skill, you may be expected to have or to become, to teach. You can of course teach undergraduates, you can educate professional students, you can train postdoctoral fellows. So it all depends on your position and your skills for which post you will be selected. Then after that, we'll discuss something about API. So what is API? It stands for Academic Performance Indicator. So this is the indicator in which this will be a different type of index and you will be screened through this index, right? So once you apply for the job, they'll see at what is your API score, which is the professor or which is the job that is suitable for you. So there are different categories. They'll give you different points on the basis of your graduation marks or your post-graduation mark. They also have points for how much you have actually done the research work, how many conferences you have attended, how many research papers you have written, so on and so forth. So there will be different criteria. Now there comes a demarcation between applying for a university and applying for colleges. So first of all, we'll discuss when you are applying for the department. For example, English literature students want to teach in the faculty. So that is the department of English. For that, there will be a different criteria. But if you want to teach in the colleges, then there will be a different criteria. So for graduation, if you have 80% or above, 15 points would be given to you. Then 60 to 80, 13 points. 55 to 60, 10 points. And 45 to 55, you will be given 5 points. Then post-graduation, if you have 80% and above, then 25 points would be given. 60% to 80%, then 23 points, while 55 is given if you score less than 60%, right? So, while if you have 55% to 60%, 20 points are given. Then, if you are from a different, you can say a reserved category, or you are from SC, ST, OBC, or you are from a PWD section, then this 55 would be changed to 50. That means the eligibility, basic eligibility that we have for the general category to actually apply for the university level exams or for NET exam also is 55, while for the other, or you can say for the SC, ST, OBCs, the reserved category is 50. So here you will get only 20 points. Then if you have MPhil, though it has been redundant now, but if you already have done that, then of course you can apply. If you have 60% or above, 7 points would be given. 55 to 60, then only 5 would be awarded to you. If you have a PhD degree, you will note that the PhD actually makes a very considerable difference in your API score. If you have a PhD degree, then directly 30 points would be given and you will be way ahead the race rather than the other students. But if you don't have this degree, then 30 points would be deducted or not added. Then if you have NET, then 7 points would be added. If you have NET with JRF, you will get 7 points. But if you have NET only, then 5 points is given. So again, 2 points more if you have the JRF certificate with you. Also, if you have research publications, so 2 points is given for each publication you have. But the only point is that the research papers that you have published should be in a very recognized UGC journal. So it should be a UGC listed journal or a peer reviewed journal. Then if you have a teaching experience, 10 points are awarded to you. And if you have any national level certificate, then also 3 points are given to you. So this is how they'll calculate your API and would see, are you eligible for that post or not? Okay, now let us discuss how you actually take part when it comes to the colleges level. Now the API score would be calculated in a different manner. If you have your graduation score between 80% or above, then 21 points are given. 60% to 80%, 19 points are given. 55 to 60, 16 points are given. 45 to 55, 10 points are given. While when you have a postgrad, they'll see 80% or above, 25 points are given. 60 to 80, you have 23 points. 55, as we have already discussed, that is the minimum eligibility. Then 20 points are given, but for the reserved category, it becomes 50%. Then if you have MPhil in this, 60% and above, you have 7 points. 55 or less than 60, you have only 5. PhD, there it was 30, but now you will see it is only 25. So at the college level, some changes you will see. Then if you have NET with your JRF certificate, you have 8 points. While if you have only NET, you will be given 6 points. That again means you will be given less points if you have only NET. But of course, you can cover it up if you have research publications. Again, 2 marks for each research publication that is published in a peer-reviewed UGC listed journals. That means the journal in which you are printing your paper should have a good score in this first and should be registered in the UGC listed journals. So impact factor should be calculated or should be seen before you publish your papers. So any impact factor above 7 is considered to be a good impact factor, and only publish your papers in the UGC listed journal which has a good impact factor. So if you have these papers, you can score up to 6 points and can compete with the other people. If you have a teaching experience, then 10 points are awarded to you. If you have any award international level, then 3 points. If you have any state level awards, then 2 points are awarded to you. Now let us see about the promotion criteria. So first you will become junior assistant professor and will be promoted to become assistant professors. Assistant professor can be promoted to become senior assistant professor. Senior assistant professor would become assistant professor. Assistant professor, according to the grades, of course, would become associate professor. Associate professor would become professors, and your professor at the end could become general head and managers. So this is how the promotion actually happens. And this is calculated on the different criteria that is, of course, decided by UGC. So CAS index is, of course, calculated. Now, what to do when you have actually if you want to work somewhere else, not only in schools, in colleges or at universities. So UGC NET scorecard serves as a gateway for many lucrative public sector jobs as well. Yes, a lot of people don't know about it, but you can actually work in different public sectors. So the candidates who want to pursue their career in government organization can also give their certificates, and your UGC scorecard directly gives you a permit. These are the certain institutes that can offer you jobs. You can work in Indian Oil Corporation, you can work in National Thermal Power Corporation, and so on and so forth. So these are the certain, you can say, PSUs that actually offer jobs, and there are more, not only these. You can directly give your NET certificates and then you can go for the interview process. So you don't have to give another written test so that you get selected for this government organization. Now, what are more jobs that you can do? So you can, of course, become an author, you can become a guest faculty at any college, or you can become a consultant. And last but not the least, you can become an entrepreneur, open your own coaching center, online or offline. So I hope I made things clear. These are the certain career options that you have after you have cleared this prestigious exam, UGC NET and JRF. So I hope you have no doubts. If you have, you can write it in the comment section. We'll surely reply to you. Thank you.